What's going on, fam? It's late in the evening. Now I'm making some little run around with the pups. That's the mom dog. She has a litter on the ground right now, feeding her good raw chicken. A lot of times let me tell you this, a lot of times the mother dogs, they won't eat the dry kibble a lot of times right before the pups come and a little bit afterwards. But they always seem to eat raw, you know. And before I was giving them raw chicken or whatever, before I was doing that, I was giving them Bill Jack. Look at it, she wants some of them. Go ahead. You gonna eat everybody else's. If I fed them this morning, they already had the salmon and what do you call that? Salmon and chicken liver. And the big dogs had a quarter piece of chicken, what do you call that? Quarter legs, chicken quarter legs. So I'm going around today. I'm gonna give them a little bit more protein. Just to end the day off. They don't need any more. They need about, for a 100-pound dog, you need 2 pounds of raw. And these dogs, even Bo is under 100 pounds. That's some kibble in there. I use cane eggs. I use squirrel meat. We'll give her one more. She's had, what's that, 3 pieces. We back inside now. Getting mom back into the pups. Pups is about a week old. It's been a long week. But what I was saying is it's kind of hard to get the mother dog, the whelping dog, to eat sometimes right after the whelping or right before. Before it's just, you know, of course they got upset stomach because of everything that's going on. The pups is getting in position to be whelped in the stomach. So that's one of the reasons that she loses appetite before. But afterwards, they just kind of have a primal instinct for raw, I think, because they eat the placenta when the pups are born, and that's to give a lot of nutrients, you know, back to the mother that you can give back to the dog, back to the pups. So they have some kind of an instinct. So what I try to do, what you want to do is have puppy food. You can hear my dog Black Widow in the background. Be quiet, girl. She got little pups on the way next week, so she wants to be in here with these, you know, being nosy. She cannot be in them. I can't have both of the whelping mothers in the same room. That does not work at all. They try to defend the pups. And even 2 mother dogs that normally would get along won't get along while they're whelping. So, gotta keep them separated. But back to what I was saying, what I want to do, ideal situation is you want to give the mother puppy food, and that puppy food passes on to your puppies. Instead of giving your mother adult kibble, you want to give the puppy the nutrients that they need, not the nutrients the mother needs so much. So when I can, I'm putting the dry, since I know she likes raw, and that'll stimulate her eating, I put some raw chicken liver. Chicken liver is about $1.89 for a whole, you know, little bucket or whatever, little pint bucket. So $1.89, you can get a whole deal of chicken liver. That can last you a couple days. Just put some of that chicken liver on the kibble, and that'll stimulate her eating and get her back to going. But you don't have to worry too much. They eventually will get back on track. You gotta let them work it out. But it just, for me, it seems like it's always an easier transition when I start to feed them some raw right after they whelp. And like I say, before I knew anything about raw diets and chicken liver and chicken and any of this other stuff, I also put you got some little salmon packs of pink salmon. You can get that at the store. They're only like $1 per pack, $1.50 per pack. Just a little pouch of it, and you can put a couple pouches of that over your kibble too, and that'll stimulate her enough to get her going back eating, and it'll give her some omega fats and stuff that she needs too. So it's always good. But before I knew about any of this nutritional stuff for us getting a balanced diet, I just would give them Bill-Jack, because that's pretty much raw too. Now I do not give my bullies Bill-Jack. It really causes too much allergies for me. Seems like the dogs always their hair starts to fall out, different stuff like that, and that's from allergies. Bill-Jack is full of something else. It's not just the protein. It's very high on protein, and you're tempted to feed them way more than they're supposed to have. They're supposed to get about a cup or so of it, and you're tempted to feed it to them like normal, and that's already the first mistake. But it's got something else in there, some kind of grains in there that's bad for the bully, because for me, it always made my bully's hair fall out or make them very itchy. But it was a way for me to stimulate the mother back to eating. So I'm giving you two alternatives. Go get you some chicken liver, put on there. You see that they eat raw chicken, but we want to give the pup something too. So that's why I say put some kind of raw on some kibble, on some puppy kibble. That way the puppies get what they want and the mother get what she wants. You put that raw with it to kind of stimulate her and get her going. And you can see the puppies are going to be happy. Oh. Next thing, I always give them Nuvet Plus. I'm giving them this anyway, but while they're whelping, I double up on this. It's 90 pills in there. I normally give each bully one per day, and it lasts me, pretty good amount. But when the mothers are whelping, or even when they're pregnant, I start doubling this up and start doing 2 a day. So www.nuvet.com, www.nuvet.com. You can use my breeder number 384-132. That's the only way you can order this. Use my breeder number 384-132, and you can order that Nuvet Plus. And that supplement has got so much stuff in it. So when you feed it as raw, you want to make sure you're getting stuff to the puppies. I mean, this is the different stuff that's in there. Phosphorus, potassium, zinc, calcium, selenium, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C. I mean, everything you can, shark cartilage, oyster shell, alpha, I mean, everything you can think of, amino acids. So if I'm missing something when I give her just the raw chicken, this supplement is going to fill in that hole. And they love them. So you got to be careful. They'll eat the whole deal. But that passes on to the pup. So the shiny coat that she has comes from the Nuvet Plus, and then this comes from Nuvet Plus too. So all my dogs, I try to keep them on a raw diet. We do go back and forth to kibble sometimes, but really they're not interested in kibble no more because we went to raw. So what we're gonna do is keep everybody on raw. I like the puppies. They love the raw, but it's hard for me to monitor their weight on the raw. I want to see what they're doing compared to my other puppies, and everybody else had kibble. So I know it's bad, but I try to keep kibble around just for my puppies and for my whelping mothers. But like I say, I'm also putting some raw in there too. She's been doing a real good job whelping. She's a real good mother dog anyway. This is probably going to be her last litter. This is her 3rd litter. But she could go one more litter. She did do this litter all natural, so that she definitely could go one more litter. But She's only had 2 this time. I only bred them 1 time. I normally let them go a few times. This time I was trying to get time to first part of the ovulation, trying to get more females, and I only did it 1 time, trying to time that. And I probably should have let them go a little bit more, but I don't know. But either way, we only got one. A couple pups. This is Domino's first litter and her 3rd litter. So she's never had more than 4. She's only had 4 before. She had 5. And this is her 3rd litter. So we're going to probably go ahead and retire her, barring anything big. But she's just she's a great bully, an athletic bully. Take off with a full sprint right now. And that's what we want to build on in this bloodline. And I'm line breeding off of her daddy, Bo Jackson. So she is an important key. But she's also birthed a bunch of my breed stock for the future. So that's why I'm not really tripping on it. We got a lot set up. Big Shirley came from her and Jackie too. So I got females that will take over. So I think we're going to retire her. We'll let Big Shirley, Jackie, and Cream, Candy, we'll let them take over. We're going to retire Black Pearl here and Black Widow after this litter. So if you don't get something out of this from them, too bad. You're going to have to wait for the kids.